I did an if then the other day, and I decided to come back to this. I wanted to talk about it a little bit more. If you could please check out my Star Trek Next Generation recaps on Fridays and my If Then on Friday afternoons. And this book was mentioned in the If Then. I went through thrillers, suspenses, and horror. And this book was included the top 10 horror books that make me just. And I even got out my little, my skull here. Um, my husband said I couldn't do the horror video without some, like a wig and all this. And I was like, why am I going to spend all this money on something that I will use for 50 seconds and never use again? This is a low frills channel. This is what you see is what you get. There's no theme music. My husband suggested that he was going to shine a light bulb on me and make it eerie. I was like, yeah, but then with this computer, it would be too dark and no one would see me. So, my girlfriend's here. Come over here. Nope, she left. So it's just me reading books, talking books, and this is the D. Louise book series, and I'm Christina KRS, TINA. This is where we read books and we talk about books. There's no special effects, no theme music, no techno stuff going on here. But I was talking about this book the other day. And with the top 10 horror books for Halloween. It's a Halloween special. I did suspense and thrillers. Please go check out the African American Black authors that I did a couple of weeks ago. Very few people have checked it out as of this recording. Also, the Native American Indians with Tony Hillerman. Also, I started with the Bridgertons. If you like the Bridgertons, you maybe like Joanna Lindsay's Mallory's, and I did forensics and homicides and detectives and whole slew. So please go check all those out. I'm going to come back and do the vampires again. But anyways, I wanted to talk about this book. Out There Screaming, an anthology of black horror edited by Jordan Peele. And this book really creeps me out. Because this stuff, I said in my little short that this stuff could happen, but I thought about it for 2 seconds more and realized it does happen. It does happen a lot. And it's probably happening every day. We just don't hear about it unless it goes horribly wrong or makes the national news. But I'm pretty sure there are some states in this country where this happens every day. It's scary, it's horrifying that it does, but this book, it just makes you think. And I was just going to, the entry is, it's the first story in here, and Out There Screaming. Reckless Eyeball by N.K. Jemisin. Black female, approximately mid-30s, alone, driving a $100,000 Tesla. Year car would have stopped her regardless. Casually dressed, not light-skinned or pretty enough to be some wealthy man's side piece. What seems to be the problem, officer? She asks as he comes up to the window. Hands in clear view on the steering wheel. No expression on her face. No smell of weed or anything else illicit. But he'll find something. There's always something when he sees the eyes. License and registration, please, he says. Is there some reason you've pulled me over? I'm pretty sure I wasn't speeding. License, he says, but always politely, and registration. She hesitates a moment longer, the silence between them punctuated by the windy drone of passing cars. Carl could take her in on the hesitation alone, obstruction, or maybe resisting, but he waits. He's a patient guy. After a moment, she takes her hands off the wheel slowly. I'm going to reach in the pocket here on my car door, she says. I keep my registration and other information in a small folio there. May I pull it out? Be my guest, Carl says, amused. So many people, so many how to talk to police videos on TikTok these days. She hands him 2 cards. One is the registration, which is current. The other is her license, also current. And stuck to it, apparently by chance, is her membership card for the National Lawyers Guild, also current. He glances at her. She glances off down the gently curved length of the interstate, as it is unconcerned about his presence or whatever he might think of her little "Do you know who I am" play. That's not important, though. Where is her phone? Most drivers keep it on the seat or the console next to them, attached to a dash cradle. If it's out of sight, call state allows one party recording. Best to assume the worst. So he hands back the woman's documents. "Thank you, ma'am. You have a nice day." She looks fully at him for the first time with that neutral face, but her eyes are cold. Truth always lies in the eyes. "Can you tell me why you pulled me over, Officer Billings?" "Well, I can see them now, but at first I thought there was an issue with your headlights." He moves away from the windows around to the front of the car. Her headlights are still on, and he's familiar with what this make and model should have. LEDs with a white rim inward slanting. What's actually on the front of the woman's car are prettier than LEDs and sly looking. They shift to follow him as he moves into the range. Brown irises just like those of the driver and just as cold. No blinking, no ducking his gaze, just a steady, sharp stare back. Whatever she's up to, because it's always something. The this person is ready for him. This is just scary. I don't want to know where this is going. I do not want to know. So let me know if you've read it. I just thought I'd share that with you. It's very unnerving and makes me very, very scared. It scares me just on principle, and nothing's happened yet. Or maybe it has happened. He pulled her over. And that says something about him personally, too. So have a good day.